Martin, bingo players, we were just talking about how long it's been since we've caught up, like 2 years. It has been
Yep.
way too long. Welcome back to America's Dance 30.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
I know we're 2 weeks into the new year, but Happy New Year.
Yeah, likewise. The same to you.
Thank you, sir. How was your New Year's?
Very quiet. I was with my family and went to bed like at 12:30 or something. So I'm an old man. I don't go out anymore. So I was with my family. I love just being with them. And I was so tired. I was done with the day. I'm like going to bed early.
I got to be honest, that sounds awesome. I did pretty much the same thing. I mean, I went out to see some fireworks and do some ice skating, but we were back in at like 1 o'clock and asleep by like 1:30.
Oh, man, this is nice. I have to do it sometimes.
Absolutely. Now, do you do New Year's resolutions?
I try, but I break them within a few days. So it's like eating healthy, and a few days later, I'm back on unhealthy food or whatever. But I try to. But I think you have to do it throughout the year. You know, it's not just January 1st. I try to do it whenever you feel ready to quit smoking or exercise more. Whenever your mind is ready for it.
Absolutely, because when you're setting them as resolutions, it just puts way too much pressure. It's something you got to do throughout the year to better yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You start thinking about it all the time. You know, like, okay, it's been 5 days since January 1st. You know, you got to start counting way more. And unless you do it like somewhere random in the year, say, I'm going to do this right now, my mind's ready for it. Then I think it's easier.
I completely agree. Now, I know you guys released Adrenaline the end of last year, but I'm glad we can kick off 2025 with this brand new song. Congratulations on Adrenaline with Landis and JUSTNKAYSE.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we were working on the record already like summer last year, so it's been a while, but it's great to be to see it like catch up now. So good.
I can't wait to talk about how this song was born, especially because it's one of my favorite new songs of the moment. And like you mentioned, I saw the Landis posted that it's been being worked on for like 2 years, which is crazy. But before we talk music, let's get to know bingo players a little better with Finky's favorites.
Okay, I'll try to.
So I finally got to visit your homeland of the Netherlands for the first time in my life last year. Amsterdam was just so beautiful.
But you liked it?
Oh, it was just amazing. Now, granted, it was my first ever European trip, so I'm sure I would have liked it no matter what. But yeah, Amsterdam is just gorgeous.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't live in Amsterdam, though. I live like 2 hours like more to the east, close to Germany. But yeah, Amsterdam, of course, it's a great city, and it's a special city, of course. We played there a lot, like in the early days. So yeah, of course.
Well, let's talk about the Netherlands. What is your favorite thing to do in the Netherlands?
Being at home.
You really are a homebody now.
Well, yeah, I travel so much, so the best thing to do is to come back home, you know, after like a tour or whatever. It's always good to be back home.
That's so awesome. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Adrenaline is one of my favorite songs of the moment. But what is one of your favorite songs of the moment?
Ooh, I really like the new one from Duck Sauce, the Falling in Love record, which samples Jackie Graham. I think that's a really, really cool record. So got a lot of inspiration from that record.
Yeah, I want to say they played that for me when I was at ADE. And yeah, I mean, when you got Duck Sauce, you're just guaranteed a great time.
Those guys are great. Arman and A-Track are such a great duo.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, speaking of music, what is one of your favorite EDM songs of all time?
Oh, wow. There's so many. I think a lesser remix of Nadia Ali, Star Killers, and Alex Kenji, Pressure. There you go.
Wow.
Such a
yeah, that is an amazing song, and I would have never picked that one.
Yeah, I got some good memories from it, like playing it when we just started and playing the big festivals at a certain point. And when you drop that track, everybody went nuts. For me, that's just a special record. I don't know, just stuck with me for all these years.
And Nadia Ali is just so incredible. I fell in love with her when I found out. I didn't even know at the time, but that she was the vocalist for Rapture with Io.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah, she is so incredibly talented. Now, let's get away from EDM for a second. What is your favorite non-dance music to listen to?
So, yeah, a lot. I mean, lately I've watched the Yacht Rock documentary on HBO. So I've always been a sucker for like 70s and 80s soft rock. So yeah, I like to listen to that, like when I'm not making electronic music, because it's something completely different. So stuff like that, Steely Dan, Donald Fagen, Michael McDonald, that kind of stuff.
I love that. And I always say that I was born in the wrong generation because I love 60s and early 70s type music.
Yeah, I'm so jealous of my dad who got to live through that music. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm glad he showed me that music so I know it. But, it would be great when you're like in the 70s, like a teenager, or like early 20s. It would be great.
But it's kind of like us growing up in like the absolute amazing era of dance music.
Of course. We will say the same to our children, and they will say, "Oh, I wish."
I mean, I'll say the same to my cat, but I don't think he'll say the same back. Now, I saw just recently on your Instagram, you were tagged in some videos of you playing back in 2014 at EDC. The energy was just so amazing. Yeah. Do you have a favorite place that you've played?
Wow. Well, for me personally, like playing Ultra in 2013 with Paul, that was like one of my favorite shows, because we went to Ultra like when we were starting out and watching everybody play the big festival, and we were like, oh, we hope one day we can play there. And the moment we were playing that stage, we were like, yeah, we made it. So that's a very special performance or a show we did. So I think that's one of my favorites.
And plus, it's got to be even more special because that was kind of the beginning of Bingo Players, right?
Yeah, we were just blowing up in the US. So getting a spot on Ultra, of course, is something you're looking forward to or like dreaming of. And when it happens, yeah, you're so happy, and it's so surreal to be playing there. So yeah, I will never forget that.
That's so amazing. Well, finally, in Finky's favorites, in honor of adrenaline, what's one of your favorite things to do to get an adrenaline rush?
Not so much. I'm scared of heights. I won't bungee jump. I won't do parachutes or whatever. Yeah, my adrenaline rush. I don't know. I like to run, like jog. You get a bit of adrenaline from that. So that's the thing. But nothing really crazy. Maybe a roller coaster now and then, but that's it.
I'm surprised you didn't say just playing in front of crowds, because that is an amazing adrenaline rush.
True as well. Yeah, that's a better answer.
Now, I know you're scared of heights, but I highly suggest just one time in your life skydiving, because I've done it like 11 times, and it is just so incredible.
No, I'm too afraid of that.
Well, let's talk about better stuff. This Smash Adrenaline. Like I mentioned, I saw that Landis started working on it 2 years ago. How was this song born?
Well, to be honest, he sent me the demo, or like an idea, a sketch, and he already filled in some of the synths and some of the chords. And he said, like, yo, you want to do a collab? And I was like, why not? So I did a bit of rearrangement, added some stuff like the break beats, but like I think 70% of the track was already there. So Landis did most of the work, to be honest, but I just like tweaked it and put my vision on it. But that's how it became. He just sent me over the track, the demo, and I worked on it. And then we were like going back and forth, and a couple of discussions, like maybe we should rearrange this, or turn this down, turn this up. Nothing crazy. And then we released it.
Well, speaking of the back and forth, something I always love finding out is how many different versions there are of a song, from when you start working on it, all the tweaking, to when you finally put it out. When you finally got it, do you remember what the final V was?
Well, I have a bad habit of like saving, every time I change something, saving it to a new version. So for me, it's like version 10 and then 20, 30, whatever. So I think we're over 50 versions for sure. But like I said, every change I do, I always save it because I'm always afraid that I have to go back to one before. I think it's maybe some kind of trauma from the past because I had songs where I just had 2 versions, and then I couldn't go back to the version in between, which I saved over. So, and that back then it didn't do a lot of auto saves like Ableton does now. So I think it's just a bad habit, or maybe a good habit.
It's definitely a good habit. You got PTSD, though. Now, at the beginning of the song, she says, do you think they'll know I wrote this song about them? Do you know who the song is about?
No, I think JUSTNKAYSE wrote it, so I think they'll know who is it about. So.
I've got to find out.
Oh, yeah, ask them. I really don't know. I don't know.
Now, I saw Landis posting that he had met you a long time ago, and it's an honor to actually be doing a collab with you now. Thinking about your career, who would be that person for you? Who's somebody that you look up to that it would be incredible doing a collab with?
Well, there's an obvious answer for me. It's always Daft Punk. I mean, they're my biggest inspiration, but they quit. So maybe alone with Thomas or whatever would be great. Yeah, they're my biggest inspiration. So it would be amazing to be with them in the studio, just to hear their stories.
Well, let's hope at some point Daft Punk comes back and we can get that Daft Punk and Bingo Players collab.
Yeah.
Congratulations on Adrenaline. It is such a smash. Martin, it is always great catching up with you. Thank you for your time with us on America's Dance 30.
Likewise, Brian. Thank you so much.